Hello, this is Warlord 12, and today I'm doing an unboxing for the Harpie Lady deck from Yu-Gi-Oh! Or I guess say like Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. I guess I could say it like that. Now, I also wanted to talk about how on this channel, I haven't really done anything much with Yu-Gi-Oh! I plan on doing more in the future. This particular deck I just found online. By the way, I'm someone who's been a fan of Harpie Lady for the deck profile, or just the cards in general. Mai's always been one of my favorite characters. The Harpie deck has always been one of my top 10 favorite decks to use. Other than me just buying a deck online, have made my own decks in the past before, but I haven't really shown anything on a video. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that. So this looks really nice. It's actually this would basically be my first, other than just like Yu-Gi-Oh unboxing, but just getting a deck like this on video and post it on YouTube. So I didn't really think about that. Anyway, so this is like an interesting case for Yu-Gi-Oh cards to be in when receiving it in the mail. I haven't really seen anything like this before. Not that I can remember anyway. I think I probably should have looked back and saw how many cards this actually is. This is probably like around maybe 50 or 60 cards. So here we have our Harpie's Pet Dragon. And I'm actually surprised at how many holos there are in here. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but you get the idea. Then we have the Harpie Lady Sisters. I think this is kind of hard. I'm looking at the name. Harpie's Channeler. That's what I thought the first time. The word just didn't come out fast enough. I'm very excited about this particular deck. I've always wanted a Harpie deck, but I just didn't get one. And that was Harpie's Oracle. Now this one, I know this is Harpie's Perfumer. Without even looking up the name, I could just look at it. I don't know, that name actually just stuck with me for some reason. I don't know why. Then we have Harpie's Pet Baby Dragon. So some of these, they're not really hollow, but saying I'm not like really worried about that. I'm just glad that I have this deck, and I have a few hollows, so that's nice. And then we have Harpie Dancer. We have 2 of these, and I have to say that the person who had this deck, I would say this is a very I'll probably explain more about that in a bit later. We have Harpie's Harpist. We have 2 of those.
Do it again.
Then we have a Harpie Queen. That's the word I was going to use. I was going to say what this deck is. The person who had this deck originally, I would say it's unique. I would say it's kind of like what this person was doing with this deck is kind of like it's run. I would say it's almost kind of run differently than some other people's decks for the Harpie Lady. Then we have Harpie Lady 1, and then of course Harpie Lady 2. Yeah, so basically what I would say about this deck that was previously owned is that, to me it somewhat stands out. Then we have a Harpie Lady 3. So I feel like this is an interesting setup. Then we have Main the True Draco Phoenix, or was it Mariamne? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And we have 2 of those. So I'm definitely trying to kind of think about how this person ran the deck. I might have to go back and take a look. So now we're going, getting more to the spells. So we have the Shallow's Cowrie. We have a Shallow's Nest, Harpie's Feather Rest. There's 2 of those. Alluring Mirror Split. So now I'm very curious about how this particular deck was ran. Interesting to me. Then we have Elegant Egotist, Cyber Shield, Classic. Then we have Harpie's Hunting Ground, also another good classic. Then Hysteric Sign. We have Triangle Ecstasy Spark, Harpie's Feather Duster. Gotta have that in a Harpie's deck. Then this is Harpie's Feather Storm, Harpie Lady Elegance. There's 2 of those. Then we have Hysteric Party. I've seen a lot of people run that. And then we have Cyber / Harpie Lady. It is definitely one of my top favorite, Harpie ladies in this as well. Just gonna set that right there. And then I believe this is called like a Link monster, right? So Harpie's, it's called Harpie's Conductor. And then Tornado Dragon. That's very interesting. I mean, I could somewhat see like, it's a wind element, but I'm not really too sure on what this was entirely used for with this whole deck, with the combos and stuff like that this person was using. I would imagine that this person had a specific playstyle with this particular deck and the way it was ran. I just have to say, very interesting, to say the least. So this is like a pre-unboxing. This is like a deck box. I believe it's supposed to be a command box or command deck box. I just randomly found this online. I just I realized, I just saw it pop up online, and I realized, oh yeah, I almost forgot that I'm going to need something to put my cards in, of course, to protect it. And of course, I'm going to be using card sleeves, but I have to wait for that. But for now, at least I have this to protect my cards. So I have to say, very interesting, this whole thing. Definitely plan on dueling. I have dueled before. I've won a good amount of times. What got me into using Harpies, or interested in Harpie Lady deck, is it's mainly because, obviously, my Valentine, she was an interesting character, but other than just her, I was interested in this particular archetype mainly because, I like birds. Maybe weird to say, but birds have always been one of my favorite creatures on this planet. And, so I just like the aesthetic and the art style. And even when it comes to Greek mythology, I just found Harpies to be interesting. So that definitely got me into that, I would say more than likely. And I do like the archetype surrounding around the revolving around the pet, the Harpie's pet dragons. What I want to do is find a way how to use all three of these different pet dragons, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, learn how to summon all three of them on a field. Of course, there's not a third one here, of course. I'm just saying, you know, theoretically, what, like, I'm talking about, like, the Phantasmal Dragon. So that, and then these two pet dragons that you see here, are definitely planning on trying to use, you know, like a trio pet dragon type of play style. Almost similar to how, like, Kaiba has 3 blue eyes white dragons, so it's almost like a kind of like an anti blue eyes white dragon theme going on. So I'm just interested in trying to figure out how to make that work. Harpie Lady Sisters again, just showing almost like kind of like a closer look, because I know like sometimes like the hollows kind of, you know, shimmer all over the place. That's like the best way I can describe it. And I'm really liking the artwork for these cards, specifically. Also, this is called Harpie's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast. Very interesting. Yeah, I definitely plan on getting certain other cards for the Harpie deck. You know what I'm saying? Just to test and, you know, play around with. Basically, you know, see what other things work. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, testing certain things out. It's kind of like one of those things like, who knows, you might find something that, you know, is more consistent or works very well.